What's up, folks? How we doing? Thanks for checking out the video. In today's video, we're going to install a Savur Outdoors split grip. These are little rod floats, like the butt of your fishing rod. Basically, you remove the stock or the one that came installed on your fishing rod, then you install one of these. Now, why would you install one of these? Well, they look cool, is one, but these are small flotation devices that are spring loaded into the rod butt, and there's a little spool of line inside the device, and when the rod is submerged, say you drop your rod in the water, the end of this will pop off, float to the surface, and you can recover your rod. This is the Savur Outdoors split grip. Pretty cool. So let's get to installing. In this installation video, I'm going to install it on a Abu Garcia Revo X. And I like this rubber grip up here, but it comes with just kind of a basic foam grip at the end. And that's what we're going to replace today. Basically, we're going to remove the foam up to the neck right there. And then once we do that, we will epoxy the new Savur split grip onto the rod. Cool. So first and foremost, what we need to do is just start making some vertical cuts here on the end. Basically, we're cutting off the original grip. There we go. Now I did a bunch of little cuts, because when we start slicing it this way, it's just going to come off. And this Revo X has a little collar here that makes it fit nice and flush. Take off the end there. All right, so it looks like this Revo X has a good amount of epoxy in the end down there. So I'm gonna go get a drill into it. For stability, there's a little screw in there for the split grip. So I'm gonna need that screw to go in, and like I said, we're just gonna get a drill it through, install that way. There we go. Looks great. Camo blue on the end. I just need to do the masking tape and add the epoxy. So every rod's going to be a little bit different as far as how it's constructed. This one has a little bit of a collar on it. Some rods are not going to have that collar, so you really kind of got to ad lib as far as, you know, how your rod, where you're installing your split grip, was constructed in the first place. But most of them are going to have the epoxied foam in, and epoxy inside the base of the rod tip here, and then a collar. So in this case, we just cut off most. I'll go through and kind of clean up some of those patchy spots. Yeah, cut off all the foam. I had to drill through the epoxy in the bottom. The split grip has a little screw in there, so I just used the about the same size drill bit as that screw that's in there, maybe a little smaller. That way I can screw it in. So I'm going to get this all smooth. Honestly, I'm not going to do go all out to take off the epoxy and everything here. I want it to kind of have a rough surface, because that's going to give something for the new epoxy to grab a hold of, right? Also, this is a little bit larger than the rod itself, right? So we're going to put a lot more epoxy than we typically would. I also need to use the tape to kind of fill up a collar down here at the bottom that we're also going to epoxy. There we go. So it's a nice tight snug fit. Like I said, the installation instructions call for you to really clean this up. Get it all off and polish it. I'm not going to do that. Again, I kind of want it to be a bit of a rough surface. Something for the new epoxy to kind of grab onto. All right. But I'll clean up as much of that foam as I can. There we go. So that's how we're going to roll, guys. Just like that. This is the epoxy. And put some in the base too. Make sure I get it spread nice and thick and evenly. Remember, we put some epoxy inside there as well too. We're just going to clean up around the neck there. And we're good to go. Oops. Line up our logo. Just like that. All right, so now we want to set it aside and let the give the epoxy some time to solidify. Yeah, feels great. All right, feels good, looks good.